Well, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, without you guys, it don't work without you guys. So thank you for being here for today's episode of the Feeding Frenzy. That's right, it's a feeding frenzy. My buddies out here, they're kind of swarming. You can see they're hungry. Just be glad they're not piranha. So it's kind of a slow period, of course, right now in actual sports news as far as play on the field. We're hoping that in a little over a month that players actually get back to training camp and start working out. It seems like the NFL is definitely going to try and do everything they can to try and make it happen. I think sports leagues and stuff, they definitely want to make the money, and they're going to go until they just can't go anymore, so we can hope and pray that they can figure this stuff out, that maybe we can all get through this thing, and what we hear is maybe worse than what it really will be. We can always have that hope, but we're going to have to deal with reality. So, assuming that we do have a season, July 15th is coming up. And there's so many things that they always say about my quarterback, Dak Prescott. And one of the things that I'm forever hearing people say is, well, if the Cowboys really wanted Dak Prescott, they would have already signed him to a contract. The Cowboys don't want him. And that's an argument you can make, because you can look around and say, that the Eagles, they went ahead and took care of Carson Wentz really before they had to. You can look around and say, well, hey, the Rams, they went ahead and took care of Jared Goff before they really had to. And, of course, right now they're already talking to Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. And you look at those guys and say, yeah, they're working on trying to get these deals done. Yet, for some reason, the Cowboys, they just don't believe in Dak Prescott. And I'm kind of messing with the fish here. Watch when I go like this. They all start, okay. One of these days, they're going to get big enough that they're just going to kick my ass. Oh, let me pull y'all a little closer here so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Look, they're all down there. Hey, guys. Okay, I'm going to stop messing with them. And that's an argument that you could make, that the Cowboys, well, if they really, wanted to, if they really wanted Dak Prescott, then they would have gotten this deal done already. So my question to you is this. Did the Dallas Cowboys really want Zach Martin? Seriously, do you think the Cowboys wanted Zach Martin? Arguably the best guard in football. Eagles fans would probably have to agree with that right now that they lost Brandon Brooks for the season. Seriously, did the Dallas Cowboys want Zach Martin? Are they happy that they have him? Did they really want Zach Martin? And you're probably looking at me and like, dude, what are you talking about? Of course they want Zach Martin. Zach Martin is a beast. Zach Martin has given up like 5 sacks in his career. Dude, of course they wanted him. You know what's interesting though? What you may not remember, because a lot of people have short memories. You do remember Zach Martin held out, right? You know that, right? Zach Martin didn't work out in OTAs because it was like, screw this. Until I get my contract, I'm not working out with the team. That's Zach Martin. Arguably the best guard in football. A guy who's missed, I want to say, 1 3/4 games in his career. Who literally played 2018 on one leg because he hurt his knee in training camp. That guy had to hold out from OTAs. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys wanted DeMarcus Lawrence? And by the way, I believe Zach Martin got one of the highest contracts in football at that time for a guard. So let me ask you this. Did the Dallas Cowboys want DeMarcus Lawrence? They franchise tagged him the first year, and he said, I ain't playing on a franchise tag again. He literally put a gun to their head and said, I'm not getting my shoulder fixed until you get my deal done. In which case he didn't. And that literally took months to finally get done. And that, my friends, actually hurt the Dallas Cowboys. You can look back and say, because when he finally got that shoulder worked on, he wasn't able to start physically working on that thing and really until almost the season started. Had the Cowboys gotten that thing done, immediately, he could have had his shoulder worked on and had most of the summer to actually be working out. So I ask you, did the Dallas Cowboys, making him one of the highest paid defensive ends in football, did the Cowboys want that guy? Amari Cooper. Did the Dallas Cowboys want Amari Cooper? Just a few months ago, you do realize that Amari Cooper became a free agent. The Redskins talked to Amari Cooper. They offered more money than the Dallas Cowboys did. They let him go to free agency. So I ask you, did the Dallas Cowboys want Amari Cooper? They risked losing him. Before paying him one of the highest contracts for a wide receiver in the NFL. Some of you will say that Zeke Elliott is the franchise, that Zeke Elliott is the team, that without Zeke Elliott, Dak Prescott isn't jack crap, even though they're actually 4-3 without Zeke. I'm just going to say that. Did the Dallas Cowboys want Zeke Elliott? Because remember, the Dallas Cowboys said, we're not resetting the market. We love you, Zeke. But Zeke, we're going to exercise the 5th-year option on you. We got you for 2 more years. So I ask you, did the Dallas Cowboys want Zeke Elliott? Because, of course, what he ended up doing, holding out, being in Cabo working out while everybody else was working out in training camp. And it wasn't until the end of training camp, just before the season started, that they finally made him the highest paid running back in the history of football. So I ask you again, did the Dallas Cowboys want Zeke Elliott? If I remember right, I'll even go back to Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant, who literally got raked through the coals, where they talked about police going to his house 6 times, where they talked about there might be a tape out there 10 times worse than Ray Rice. And it wasn't until a deadline came up before they actually paid him as well. So as we sit here, and we know the history of the Dallas Cowboys of paying big contracts, the one thing that is always in common is they're never in a rush. They never get them done early. They always wait until the last damn minute to do it. And I dare say that that's just the Dallas Cowboy way. So for those who think that the Dallas Cowboys don't want Dak Prescott and they're not going to sign him to a deal, I just say look back at their history of what they do when it comes to big contracts. I can't think of any where they went ahead and paid the guy with no hemming and hawing ahead of time. Okay, I've teased those guys enough, bro. Let me go ahead and get them fed. All right, you see them all in there? It's a feeding frenzy. Let me get them swimming in my hand first. Well, hello, guys. Come on here. Hello. Come on. Come say hi to Papa. Yeah. How y'all doing? How you doing? Woo. Look at that. Literally holding fish. Come on up. Look at it. That's crazy. Look at that. 2 of them at a time. Hey, guys. All right. Here you go, guys. All right, y'all. Tonight, I got to take care of some business. It's nothing personal. We're trying to run a business here. I got to deal with Philly 500 and Bad Dog. We're going to do a live stream together tonight about 9:15 Eastern. And I'm going to be in there and I'm going to talk some shit. Because that's what you got to do to the enemy. I'm Mark Holmes. I hope you guys are having a great, productive day. And I need to go get some more work done in the workshop. I'll see you all later.